It is no secret Massachusetts needs more housing, and we know a lot more.
Over the next decade, state leaders believe that we need to add about 200,000 more units to solve our housing crunch. In tonight's Question Everything, are small backyard homes part of the fix for this housing problem? The answer to the housing crunch won't just fall from the sky, but for Linda and Mark Adler, the solution was gently lowered from the sky by a crane, in pieces.
2 big pieces on 2 flatbed trucks and an enormous crane lifting both pieces over our existing house, which was a little scary.
The Adlers lived in this Lexington home for decades. It got slightly cramped, though, when their daughter and grandkids moved in. So they built an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, just 50 feet from their old front door.
Getting very good at constructing furniture.
2 bedrooms, 2 baths, about 900 square feet, and a garage right there in their side yard.
For us, it was an affordable solution to being close, but giving everybody space.
About 30 miles away in Northborough, another ADU springs up in the backyard of the home Marcia Gleason used to live in with her late husband. Tell me about your new home.
My new home is just perfect for me. It has allowed me to stay in my neighborhood.
Marcia moved into her new home about 6 months ago. Her son and wife moved into the main house. They now have more space, and this talented artist gets a modern 800 square foot palette to show off her artwork.
I've had groups here I can still entertain, and the grandkids sleep over.
ADUs haven't always been A-OK. These diminutive digs had been no match for strict local zoning laws until last August. That's when lawmakers changed the rules with the Affordable Homes Act. It basically took away a lot of the permitting power that local officials had to shut these projects down. You've probably heard the term NIMBY, right? Well, under these new rules, cities and towns can't just say, "not in my backyard." They used to be able to make you get a special ADU permit. They can't do that anymore. They used to be able to say that you could only build it or rent it to a relative, and they can't do that anymore either. Now, ADUs can be built by right. They can be up to 900 square feet. They can be in a home, attached to a home, or separate, as long as they have their own entrance. Oh, you can also rent them out. Most of the old rules are gone.
You know, we had a patchwork of regulations across Massachusetts, 351 cities and towns. Some you could build ADUs relatively easily, some you couldn't build them at all.
Ed Augustus is the secretary of the Office of Housing and Livable Communities. Marcia gave Secretary Augustus a tour of her new home, and Augustus believes the idea is going to take off.
And we think that 8,000 to 10,000 units are going to be created in the first 5 years with this new policy change.
You do still have to follow local rules when it comes to property lines, and your town can ban you from making it an Airbnb. But there's not much else getting in the way, says Chris Lee, owner of Backyard ADUs. His company builds these homes off-site and can have one in your yard in a matter of months. The average price of one of his homes is $300,000 all in.
It's getting easier. Vermont was the first state in New England. Maine followed, Rhode Island followed, Mass followed, and now New Hampshire just followed. So basically New England's catching up with the West Coast.
Now, both examples we showed you involved family members sort of just staying on the property, but it doesn't have to be that way. Again, you could build one and just rent it out. Keep in mind, building an ADU usually increases your property value, so your taxes may go up.
Yeah, but it's a solution at a time when we so desperately need solutions.
Yeah, part of the solution, they want 200,000 units. This would be maybe 10 to 20 over the next decade. It's something, though.
Exactly.
If you have a question you would like us to answer, send us an email, questioneverything@cbsboston.com, and we'll be right back.